Part 4, Texans Playbook. You gotta be able to go to different formation, different plays. Be able to mess your opponent. Snugs flip. And there's a couple plays I like out of here. The first one is Texans switch. I'm probably gonna have to go to a replay to show you what I look for. Now on the left side of the field, you can just go over or under, but they have outside leverage, so I'm not going to be really looking for that. What I'm really going to be looking for with the formation they came out with is those two middle linebackers, because the one on the right of the screen, he's going to edge towards Fedorowicz and Lamar Miller going to that side, and the one on the left at Fuller with his little hook over the middle, or he's going to drop back on the slant that Hopkins is doing. So that's like the main read here. And on instant replay I could go over and circle over the guy that I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure you can figure out what I'm saying here. So I hike the ball, he's blitzing in, so I know that middle of the field is not covered, and they just made a great play breaking that up. I still could have dumped that off to Fuller, but again, same kind of formation. I shouldn't have thrown to that one. The line dropped back, messed me up here. Alright, since on the left side they still have that same thing, way outside leverage, I'm going to be looking at that second middle linebacker, the one on the left of the screen there. He's coming down, so I know the middle of the field, that little area. Just got to work on that catch and traffic catch. But that's the main read on this. Sometimes you can still get underneath. Like if you're looking just on the left side of the field here, you just go, oh, are they covering over or under? But if they already have outside leverage, I'll be looking at either Hopkins or Fuller, and then I'll show you how I change this play up a little bit too. I just got killed. Alright, another thing I like to add is I'll put Lamar Miller on a streak, and a lot of times it just totally fucks up the coverage, especially on a cover 3, as long as it's not a cover 3 Mabel, and they'll just leave him, and I hit the wrong button. Meant to throw Fuller at circle. But a lot of times the coverage just leaves him wide open. Get a good 20 yards plus every time. But of course when you got 5 guys going out, you gotta watch out for blitzing. But you can see that a lot of times, damn, they'll just let him go. Man coverage, of course, they're gonna have somebody on him, but you can see that a lot of times they'll. Oh, that was just a crazy play. There we go. Right in front of the guy, he just stood there. And sometimes what I do to help get the coverage away from Lamar Miller is sometimes I'll put Fedorowicz on and out, so he distracts the linebacker just a little bit longer. So you get, and then once Fedorowicz cuts, Fuller cuts in front of that linebacker, the one on the right of the screen there, and he's distracted by them, and Miller just goes right on by. Oh, it's man coverage. Looks like a blitz coming this way. Blitz, let's just quickly dump this off. Another blitz. They left him wide open. So that's one play. I'm sure you can figure out other little adjustments you like to do. But that's 3 ways to do it. Either look on the left side here and go for an over-under. See where they're covering. Inside, outside. The second thing is to watch the second middle linebacker if you want to try to hit Hopkins or Fuller. And I just got killed. And then the next is to send Miller on a streak up the seam here. And on zones, a lot of times, he'll get open. Now, if you just make that catch, I'll try that one more time. Oh, I should have thrown a high pass. Sometimes I get excited when I see him wide. But, I'll show you another play from the same formation, because you can't just use one play. I gotta figure you out and stop you, especially if they're usering. But I know there's two ways you can run that, like I was showing, so that's gonna help. The bench switch, I see a lot of people use that. It's pretty good, because it's just a simple over/under on either side of the field. See how they cover. But this drive trail, this is another good one that I like to use, because you can see the coverage on that right side is going to get jacked up, because there's three guys coming at those linebackers and they're not going to be able to get them all. But one of the things I like to do with Braxton Miller is send him on a streak, because he pulls the coverage up with him and Hopkins. So if I have to do the drag to Fuller, there won't be anybody there, especially if it's man coverage. We'll just run that wide open. But basically what I look at is the three guys on the right, because it's gonna totally fuck up their coverage. You just gotta find they're covering high, low, because sometimes they might split to cover for Dorwitz and Fuller, and then you can hit Lamar Miller in between them. And sometimes they cover low, where they're covering Miller and Fuller, and you can just hit Fedorowicz over the top. Helps out a lot, especially if Fuller does his drag, because if you leave him on that little flat route, there's usually somebody who's just going to kill him right there. And you usually want to throw to the flat, the drag play on a man coverage anyway. So if it's man coverage, Hopkins and Miller are going to drag that coverage deep. And you see that they took Fedorowicz and Fuller. That leaves Lamar wide open. Just real simple. And this time, I should have thrown high. I'm still not used to throwing high low, but I made some great plays using that. And I should have thrown so much sooner. But hopefully you make better, faster decisions than I do. You can just see how high pass. Oh, you see how it works. You just gotta throw high when you have to. I notice sometimes on Lamar Miller's route, that little V route there, if you throw low, you keep it away from the defender, and he's able to keep running. I'll show you. Hopefully he can get open on this. I keep it away. It usually works pretty good on that route, especially when they're covered behind him. Looks like a blitz, so I'm gonna look. Shit, that was close. I shouldn't have thrown that, or I should have thrown it high. Guess that's one of the things you look at too, is that middle linebacker to the left of screen, because he's going to determine whether Fuller or Miller is going to be open, and the one on the right is going to determine whether Fedorowicz or Miller's open. So I guess first look is the left of screen linebacker there. He's coming over the middle, so I know there's no one over here. And I would have to throw underneath to Miller when he drops back. He's not dropping back. Manned up. And that route Miller does beats a man, but so doesn't the corner route that Hopkins is doing, as I'm well aware you probably know. People use those routes all the time. And again, I saw that linebacker just leave that area. Picked up about 20 yards real easy. Because how I run plays is I try to get coverage to follow people, to leave other people open. And again, that middle linebacker just not there. Oh, almost 20 yards. He's staying right there. Throw low in front of that linebacker. So if anything, he's just going to break it up. He's not going to pick it off. Looks like a man blitz here. Somebody looking for Hawkins. Yeah, right when he cut, I was decked. I guess when shit like that happens, you might want to put in somebody else to block. Or shift your block coverage. Fuller's just too fast. He's on a drag. Nobody's going to keep up with him. Well, I'm sure there's a couple, but not many. They kind of spread on that one, and I saw a real easy pass to Fedorowicz. Even with someone there, I still picked up over 10 yards. Now sometimes on a cover 3, Braxton will be wide in the seam. Hopefully we can get one of those. I just felt like throwing to him. Alright, here, looks like we get a single high safety. I'm going to be looking for Braxton on his little seam route there. Oh, good thing I didn't peg it too hard. That lineman dropped back. Oh, another cover 3 here. Might be manned up though. Man up, boom. What I notice sometimes is throwing low on that corner route, or that post route I mean. No, that's a corner route. It keeps it away from the defender. Like even if it's a zone, that should not have thrown. That safety was all over that. I was just trying to give an example. Alright, I'll just run this one more time, and just explain real quick again. Middle linebackers are pretty much what you're going to watch. Unless it's a cover 3 right here, you might want to be looking at Braxton Miller. But if Fuller's probably your main option. If you see him split, then Lamar is probably your top option. If they stay low, Fedorowicz is probably your best option. They split here. Throw low. Alright, looks like a blitz. Have to get rid of this quick. And they split again. Yeah, he just dropped it. And they're not even there, so Fedorowicz. Oh! Right when I was throwing. Now they're not there again. I just accidentally threw that one low. Throwing that high. If anything at all. They split. So I already know where I'm going, but just by watching the middle linebackers. Yeah, I could have gone with Fuller or Miller on that one. Just watching them. There's nobody over on this side. Should have led him a bit more. And underneath again. Oh. Watch out for that guy, I guess. Sometimes they're going to cover the flats. I was basically watching those middle linebackers on this play. Especially one's being usered by somebody. They keep letting the underneath. Still pick up 10 yards on it. Throw a high pass to Fedorowicz. Easy 15 yards. Alright, I guess I can quickly show... That was a stinger. Another formation. I'll go through this one quick so I don't make a video too damn long. But I like... You know what, I'm just going to make it another video. Because there's so much stuff out of this formation that I actually like. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. Take care.